Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about my word of the year. I am not somebody that does New Year's resolutions. It doesn't work for me. I like to find a theme for my year and a word that goes with that theme and focus different areas in my life according to that. And so my word of the year this year is focus. I talked about it a little bit in my video on how I kind of get back into the swing of things for the new year. We have moved 5 times, 5 different addresses in the last 3 years. And I go a little more into that in the other video, so you can listen to that if you want to. But I feel like we have kind of lost focus because of that. And it's not a bad thing. You can get focus back. But for us, we have lost a little bit of that because we've been in more of a survival mode than a focus mode. And so getting back into what I want to focus on. So what I wanted to do is just kind of go over some bullet points of what this word means for me in the new year in hopes that maybe it will inspire you, but more so for me because if I say it out loud, then it means more. At least for me it does. I feel like when I put it out into the air, it's something that now I'm responsible for. And you guys help me be responsible. Whether you know it or not, you help me be responsible. You help me continue to have motivation to do this channel. And I appreciate that. And so for me to say it out loud means a whole lot more than me just writing it down or glancing at it every once in a while. So for me, what focus means this year, the different things that I want to focus on. Number 1 is focusing on strengthening my marriage. We don't have a bad marriage, but there's always room for growth. There's always room for just building that bond. I think it's so easy with kids, especially kids that are, well, I guess all ages, but I feel like when they hit elementary and middle school, there's a lot more functions that you're going to, basketball, sports, all kinds of things like that. And it's so easy to just get in that regimen and kind of lose sight of some other things that aren't constantly, in your front and center. And so just building that relationship, strengthening that relationship is a big thing that I want to focus on for this year. The second thing is strengthening my relationship with my kids, making sure that I take time every day to talk to them individually, to learn about their day, learn about what's frustrating them, learn about what they are proud of, learn about, the things that they want to accomplish, and just the whole gamut that comes along with talking to kids and listening to kids. I want to listen more in the new year and do less hearing, because there is a big difference between listening and hearing. And I want to be a listening mom more so than maybe I have been. And so just focusing on strengthening that bond with both my kids on an individual level is huge for me this year. The next one is my health. This is a big one for me. I have always struggled with this, and I am going to give you 110%. I am going to give me maybe 10%. I am always the one that is taking care of others and forgetting to take care of myself. And I am not looking for a pity party whatsoever. That's just who I am. That's my character. That's my build. But I've noticed that as I have continued to get older, like I mentioned in my Get Ready for the New Year video, today is my 40th birthday, and I am not 20. I need sleep, I need rest, I need to eat healthy, and son of a gun, I need to exercise. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard, because if I look around my place and I see things that need to be done and need to be accomplished, I'm not gonna go and exercise. I'm not going to take the time to make myself a healthy lunch when everybody else is gone, and I can just eat fast a granola bar and continue moving forward. So this is going to be huge for me. But having had pneumonia now for the second time, I realize I need to step up my game because my body is clearly telling me, you need to get it together. You need to take time for yourself, whether that is just, going to bed at a decent time, taking time to exercise. I feel like there's such a negative vibe around the whole term self-care. And I think that comes from a different generation making it look a little more high maintenance, for lack of a better term. Laying in a bathtub with candles and oil and whatever. Everybody's self-care is going to look very different from one person to the next. And for me, self-care is not the bathtub and candles. Because for one thing, I don't have the patience to lay in a bathtub. I just don't, friends. I never have. People, my friends, love it. And I just look at the bathtub like, holy cow, I'd be bored out of my mind. So for me, self-care is definitely not that. But self-care is going to have to be eating healthier, taking time to rest, and going to sleep at a decent time. I am somebody who, in the past, I don't need a lot of sleep. I have always been somebody that can basically run on 5 hours and I'm good to go. And some days that still might be okay, but every day for a course of a long period of time is just not good for me. And so a main thing for me this year is my health and my physical health. Because it's huge. It's what's going to keep me here with my family and be able to see my kids and just be able to feel good about myself. This new chapter is going to be different, and with it is going to come different things for myself and my body. And I want to be prepared, and I want to be ready for that, and I want to be healthy for that. The next thing is my time. And what that looks like for me is saying yes to things that are worth my time. Not feeling like I have to say yes to everybody just because I was asked. Thank you for asking me. I appreciate that you think that I am capable enough to do that. I would love to do that for you. However, if I say yes to you, I am taking time away from this particular thing that needs my time more. Whether or not that's my kids, whether or not that's my husband, whether or not that is just me. But being able to willingly say yes and no to things that are worth my time. Understanding and convincing myself that someone else's to-do list is not my to-do list. If you get a text or an email of someone saying, I need this as soon as you can, sending you an email with a tone of urgency, that's their urgency. It's not your urgency. And for me, that is hard because I am a people pleaser. And if I feel like somebody is waiting on me or needing me, I am going to drop and go and help. But by doing that, you're also dropping something else that was clearly more important before they emailed or before they texted you. So for me, it's understanding that something that is very urgent for someone else might not really be quite that urgent in the whole scheme of things. They're obviously trying to get their to-do list done as well as the next person. And you will certainly be able to get to them in a timely fashion. You're obviously not going to wait weeks to respond back, but maybe waiting more than an hour would probably be okay. The next one is focusing on my kids' school. So we are new to the school that we are currently in. We just moved here at the beginning of the school year, and so this is a very new place for us with new challenges, with new motivation, and with new opportunity. And I want to be present in that. I want to be able to focus on areas that are going to be beneficial to my kids' school. Are there areas that I could help grow? Are there areas that I could help volunteer? Are there areas that I could help blank? Just focusing on where I can be used to the best of my ability, to be able to help their school, to be able to help them. Just being present for my kids and being able to focus on the things that they need in school right now. Whether that's more time with homework, whether that's more time with math facts, you know, little simple things as well. It doesn't all have to be this huge thing that you're trying to accomplish. Just even the tiny can grow into something very large. And just kind of knowing and taking the time to focus on what is truly, truly needed from me. So just being able to truly focus on what is going to be helpful versus what is going to be time consuming. The next one is friendships. Like I said, we are in a new place with new people. And just being able to have new focus, to grow new friendships, to meet new people, to fellowship more, to have people in our home. I love having people in my home. And I feel like we are finally in a place now where we can do that and it doesn't feel stressful or chaotic or, you know, like a burden. But just really honing in and focusing on building friendships and relationships with people who are going to help us want to be better people, who are, you know, going to be good for not only us, but their family to be good for my kids as well. It's all a community, friends, and the saying is so true. It takes a village. And just for me, looking to see what I want my kids' village to look like. Who do I want in their village? And who do I maybe need to be a little more aware of in my village? Who you surround yourself with is who you become. And I just want to carefully focus on what I want in my community and, you know, the people that I do life with every day and what that's going to look like. And the influence that my friends are going to have on my kids and the influence that those friends' kids are going to have on my kids. And sometimes friends that we have can be just that, friends that we have. But when it comes to kids, and I'm choosing my words very wisely because I don't want to offend and I don't want anybody to read outside of the lines, but I know you've been there if you have children. There are friends that you have who maybe have kids that are not good for your kids, or vice versa. The kids are great, but the parents and you just, it's not going to align right. And so just focusing in on truly what matters, truly who I want to be witnesses to my kids and to myself as well, because I grow from my friends and I want to surround myself with people who are going to make me want to get up every day and be a better person, be a better mom, be a better wife, be a better daughter, sister, friend, all of that. And I just feel like by surrounding yourself by those people is going to motivate you more to mimic what they are showing you. The next one is realness. We live in such a time that it's almost impossible to go online and not see something that causes you to feel a little bit less than. You have Pinterest, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, and let's face it, people aren't airing their trash, usually, on Facebook or Instagram. It's basically just a big picture of the highlights of your life and the moments that were awesome. And so going on and looking at that And just because we're normal thinking, oh man, I should have done that with my kids, or oh shoot, I kind of dropped the ball on that and that mom picked it up, and all of that. Just understanding that somebody else's reel is very different from my reel. I had to unfollow some acquaintances on Instagram and Facebook because of this. And it's not a bad thing. It totally isn't a bad thing. It's just clearing those things from my mind that either bring me aggravation or frustration or even jealousy. We're not supposed to be jealous of other people. We're supposed to focus on exactly where we are and what we want our surroundings to look like. And again, my surroundings are going to look very different than somebody else's. But for me, there were just a few places that I could weed out and not have that influence of frustration, because everybody else is in a different place in their life, and things that are more important for some people to put on Instagram is not going to be important for me. And so just being able to focus in on exactly what do I want my life to look like. My life does not have to look like this person, because my life is not that person's, and vice versa. Following the people that are going to, give me motivation, real motivation, not fake motivation, not Pinterest motivation. Just kind of weeding out those things that make me want to second guess myself, that I'm not doing good enough or being present enough or any of that. Just eliminating it, because then I don't see it and I don't think about it and I don't worry about it. The next one is focusing on vacations. Where are the places that we want to go? What are the big ones? What are the small weekendish ones? And taking the time to put those on a calendar and make them realistic. It's so easy to say, oh, I'd love to go here, I'd love to do this. And before you know it, that opportunity has passed and it didn't get done because it wasn't a main focus for you. And I get it, we do it all the time. But just being more cognizant this year of focusing on the places that we truly want to go, that we want to take our kids, that we want to take ourselves. Maybe it's something that's just for you and your spouse. But just making that more of a priority and something that becomes realistic and isn't just an idea. The next one is focusing on my platform. This channel has grown in a way that I never anticipated. I didn't plan to get past 100 people. Basically, I was doing it for motivation for myself, and maybe a couple family members. But never did I dream that I would be over 6,000 subscribers. And for some who have millions, that number is so small. But for me, that's huge. And I am so humbled by the fact that those people at some time have chosen to watch my videos in their spare time. And so just understanding that there is a need out there that maybe I can help and focus on. And I am not saying that I have the answers for everything by any means. But what I am saying is that I have been married for 20 years. I have 2 kids, and I have a process that works for me. And if you can take some tidbits from the processes that I have to make your systems a little bit more fluid and functioning, then I want to use that platform. I want to use this platform for good, to help you guys feel better about yourselves and to get yourselves in a position of peace and solitude. And so my goal is to use this platform to the best of my ability for what it is needing to be used for. The last one, and these are not in any order, so don't think that this is just at the wayside, but focusing on my faith. My faith is huge for me. It always has been, and I pray to God that it always will be. But focusing on my relationship with God, bringing myself closer to Jesus, bringing my kids closer to Jesus, helping to bring my husband closer. Not that he's not close in his own walk, but I feel like if you have a support system around you who wants to focus on being better, being more loving, being more kind, being more Christ-like, you become who you surround yourself with and what you bring to the table. And I want to bring Christ to my family's table and to the table for those around me. And so just focusing on that, focusing on my time with God and what I choose to make that look like. Happy New Year, friends. I hope that 2019 is your best year yet. I hope that you're able to grow and expand in ways that you may not even realize yet. But I hope that you will have peace and joy and love and kindness in the new year. Until next time, friends, I encourage you to create a life that you absolutely love living and will not need a vacation from. I will see you next year. Bye-bye.